No, but we don't want it now.
No, we don't, so let's stop it somehow.
Thank you. We're gonna begin the meeting here. A couple things I wanted to just say up front. Last month, it was a rather disappointing board meeting and a disappointing board experience with the number of interruptions and disruptions that we experienced. I thought it was an excessive level. So because of that, we'll be enforcing Robert's rules. So we'll conclude our board business. We'll get through everything. And then we'll give everybody an opportunity to ask a question at the end. You raise your hand, identify where you're from, and then you'll have 3 minutes. It's unfortunate, but last month it was too difficult to get through a lot. And I thought a couple things, even to our AC committee members, I thought some of the audience behavior was inappropriate at best. All of us, including the AC leaders here, we contribute our time. Our time is just as valuable as everybody else's, and we would like to get through these things as quickly as possible as well. But we don't want to begrudge anybody of their time either. So please hold your questions until the end so that we can move through this in a good manner. We are foregoing in the AC committee notes tonight. We don't have that on the agenda because we actually have a couple of agendas with the preparation, for our next meeting, because we're going to be foregoing our December meeting. And we're going to move through our budgets, approve those, and then move into regular business. And before we move into regular business, one of the couple changes on the notes here. The north fence change order, that's being eliminated. There is no change order. It doesn't exist. And then the pickleball courts, we're not going to make any decisions today. We're thinking about it for another couple of weeks, and then we'll have a decision. And sometime it's done. That's not how we want to proceed with that. For some reason, I don't understand why, but it has become a real hot point. And I think, providing these amenities is a good thing for our community because it increases owner equity. Not everybody feels that way, and I don't want to begrudge anybody of anything, not at LMT2 or at LMT1. So the board is not prepared at this time to make a decision on that, so we will not be doing that. With that, welcome everybody, and we're going to go ahead and proceed. Our first order of business will be approving the budgets, and we can move forward with that. So we will call the order. Establish a quorum, which it is, and then if somebody can make a motion to waive the previous minutes.
Make a motion to waive.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, would somebody like to make a motion to approve the 2026 fully funded Tower One budget and reserves? Don, second? Do we want to discuss it? or- Yeah. Yeah,
I think we should give a background.
okay, sorry.
No, that's right.
Okay,
I think everybody's pretty well, or has had copies of the proposed budgets already, but just kind of talk through them rather quickly. First of all, I certainly want to thank the financial group that helped me put together. They all took a lot of time and effort to go through these piece by piece, and we must have sent out multiple copies showing different pieces and adding things, subtracting things, putting things together and getting some more discussion about things. So the whole group that helped me do this, Dennis Aguiliaro, Ian Robertson, Ken Cornelio, Alicia Spencer, Vinnie Caruso, Jeremy Gilpin, and of course the board, weighed in quite a bit on all of this. So maybe lean one way or the other, a couple of things. So I want to thank everybody that gave us a hand. Let me just, kind of quickly walk through how the whole thing gets put together so you got an idea of how that works. We start off mainly with the reserve studies that were done a year ago. All the statistics are in there from our architectural folks that went through all of this for us and provided all the numbers. We simply take their results and we follow the life that was expected life that was given to us. We allocate the reserve that we have to each of those items. We then take the remaining life and divide it by the difference between what the cost is and what reserve we already have for that item to provide us with how much we have to put away each year. To then pull it funded at the time that item comes up for replacement. So that's how the reserves are put together. And of course, that ends up being whatever we have to record as a reserve item. That becomes one of our biggest expenses on our P&L. And being fully funded, is mandated by the state, so we really don't have any decision to go one way or the other. So we start off doing all those, and that becomes the reserve item that we have to reserve for. Then we go through with the shared. We simply take, I've got history of the last 4 or 5 years, what we spent by item. We kind of estimate those and use a little common sense of what might happen for the current year. And so we itemize what each of those individual items are going to cost us for the year 2026. And that gives us our shared. And of course, shared then is split between Tower 1 and Tower 2 based on our condo documents. It's about 68-32, I guess, roughly, but there's a big long percentage. We then allocate that total expense back to each of the towers, and that becomes the amount that each one is going to have to contribute to keep the shared budget in line. After we've done that, then of course we look at each individual line item for Tower 1 and Tower 2. And again, look at the history of where we've been for the last several years, what we think might happen this year, and come up with a dollar amount for each of those line items. And once we have all that put together, we simply apply that total to bring us back to zero to expense all those items and to pay for all those items. That gets assessed on your monthly assessment, maintenance assessment. So, and again, that's all in the documents as to what each unit or each, well, not quad, what each stack has to pay as far as a percentage wise. Apply those percentages, and that's where we come up with what your monthly assessment is. So that's kind of in a nutshell how it's all put together. And like I said, we go through a bunch of different variations of this. I usually put the first one together and then send it out. We, again, have conversation about the items and restart it and do eventually you're done. So as a result, everybody's more interested in a piece of paper which says how much you guys are going to have to pay each month. And Tower 1 is going to be about a 2%, roughly a 2% decrease from last year, and Tower 2 is roughly a 12% decrease from last year. And I think we touched on that before as to why Tower 1 is a little, not quite as much of a, less of a, or a bigger decrease than it is, because we've had to spend a lot of extra reserve money in Tower 1 to bring up the fire doors, the generator. Those were two big items that really, took the reserve down. We have to build that back up. So that caused that reserve item to be a lot higher than what Tower 2, which didn't have to spend that kind of money. So with that, I'd be happy to try to answer any questions anybody might have. If you come up with something later that you want more clarification, you have my email address or my phone, feel free to let me know. Yes, sir.
I have one question.
Sure.
To clarify, our next building renovation, is it 2 years?
Right now it's scheduled for 2027. We can do it.
Oh. So
Not next year, but 2027.
no problem.
Right.
And in your anticipation is we should have the money.
Yeah.
If we don't, do we do a special assessment?
Well, we would have to, but the idea, remember, fully funding is that we have money available for all of these larger items, specifically that one. So we should easily have that much money available for 20. That's why, remember, the architectural engineers said that we had 4 years left before we had to do that. And, you know, we've not done that for, it's like 9 years already, I think, or 8 years, I forget. So we didn't want to wait 4 more years, so we kind of.
But we would go forward even if we had to do a special.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah, we will.
We shouldn't have to.
I don't think so. I think we'll be okay. We've got some preliminary numbers of what it might cost and, we'll file.
Then we're doing a fine job just maintaining as we go along. Thank you. sir.
Well, it's the surprises that hurt us.
Well, that's,
Yeah.
yeah, we've got one big surprise that might be coming up real soon. Our fire marshals, or the sprinkler, 5-year, maybe you can talk to it a little better than I can. but-
The 5-year annual sprinkler tests, not annual, but 5-year tests, we just had both of Tower 1 and Tower 2 fail. So they're coming up with a new solution because it's underground, and instead of digging up, trying to find the leaks underground, they're trying to find a solution to resolve this, so we don't have to, we're gonna bring it up above ground, but it's being discussed on the design, and they're working with the fire marshal and permitting, so it's in the works, but it's something we have to do. Piper Fire, it's our company that we contract.
Sounds pretty. Well,
We don't,
Well, that's why they're looking at the second time of doing it differently, because the first solution was absolutely unacceptable. So we're glad that they're going back to the drawing board on that.
Any other questions?
Yeah, anything else?
Yeah, we gotta move on.
Okay, with
All
that,
right,
I'll
no,
make a motion.
I want to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion that we all thank Larry
Oh, don't do that.
and we thank the committee that helped Larry do a good job this year and many years before. So, so with that, I make a motion that we approve the fully funded Tower 1 budget and reserve. Can I make all of them?
you can,
Okay, I make a motion that we approve the 2026 fully funded Tower 2 budget and reserve. Make a motion to approve the 2026 shared fully funded budget. And a motion to roll over any potential excess 2025 funds into 2026 funds.
Alessia's gonna second all of them.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, Larry.
Done deal.
Motion to adjourn.
Wait, did you vote on?
I wish we could reduce it.
Will next year.
Yeah,
No, we have the next
Problem.
meeting.
Every
We have to adjourn this one.
everything goes up.
We're still.
So,
Yes.
and
We'll be better next year.
reserve doesn't really go unless we make some big changes.
So we're motion to adjourn
That part.
budget meeting, and then we're gonna go to the
Yeah,
next meeting, okay?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, let's move to adjourn.
Okay.
We'll go to our regular meeting. This one should be brief. As we've already discussed a few things, previously. There won't be a meeting next month. There won't be a board meeting in the month of December. We'll reconvene in January at the Sail Club. For our annual meeting. At that time, we'll also, celebrate, DJ's tenure here. She is retiring. She's right now currently recovering, and Sandy said she actually came home today from a pretty serious surgery. So, you know, I think she had a pretty rough go of it the first couple of days, but maybe if you want to bring the community.
Yeah, she's feeling a lot better apparently, and she's going home, and she just got home.
So that's great.
Yeah,
She will be joining us in our January meeting, so, we'll celebrate, her tenure here and wish her well on her, retirement. And you can see in the notes below, we will be approving a little, financial package for her as well for her tenure here. But we'll get to that in a few minutes. Other than that, you know, we can, proceed to the treasurer's report, and the manager's report.
oh,
Good.
Yeah, we were gonna put these on. I don't know how it got in there, but I did, yeah, I wasn't gonna do a manager's report, but I did make one. I was just gonna include it. There's just a couple of things going on really that you need to know about. Tower 2 right now, we're getting some stucco repairs done on the sun deck, so just use caution when you're up there. It's just kind of a necessary thing just to stop some water intrusion. All the electrical doors have been finished except for a few thresholds, and we did hire some extra help to do that, just like we hired some extra help to do the sun deck. You know, it was just a little too much for our maintenance guys. We're getting a lot of landscaping done in terms of the fences that we approved. They're waiting on permits. I did hear that the pedestrian walkway just got approved their permit, so they should be installing the pedestrian walkway soon. And that's about all I have that I can think of right now. Yeah, by the flag over there where we put that little gate. So it's going to be a little paved walkway so that we'll have an alternative instead of going right by the guard house. Yeah,
Or walking in traffic.
or walking in traffic. So.
Sandy, is there gonna be a sign or something to tell people, because that's a whole new entrance for people?
I'm gonna send an email blast. We're still figuring out what we're gonna do as terms of the lock. We were kind of, right now it's just got a little key lock, which we don't want. So maybe either gonna put a padlock on. We were thinking of maybe doing fobs, but I investigated, it's kind of expensive. So we may push that down the line a little bit and just get like a little keypad, you know, one of those lock coded things and just put that on for now.
We're in discussion. Put a sign next to it and letting people know it's there.
No,
So
but
it's just for our terms.
to keep people from using the driveway, use the walkways, I just gotta kind of be.
Yeah, internally we'll do that, we'll guide people.
Oh.
Sure, but not facing external. But we'll be discussing, get through it.
And eventually we'll put one down the other end too, by the north end. So we want to put one over there too, but we want to make sure that it's going to be safe. So we did get a proposal for putting a little gate over there. There's already a little path that could be perfect right by the, you know, where you get the bus there. So that's what we think we're going to do.
Which is nice, because it'll be hidden to the greater community, and we'll know. Yes, it's kind of, it works out pretty good.
So I'm sorry, there'll be two entrances or one?
There'll be two, there'll be one
Yeah.
here and one over there, just to make it
I-
convenient thing.
I'd like to put a camera though, at least on this end, because that end, why we did it there was so that, you know, the guard can see who's coming through. Over there, nobody can see, so it's a little iffy. Okay, well, we'll figure it out. Okay. That's that, I'm done. Thank you, El.
Okay, and then we'll move on, to plans committee. Decisions, that require board approval for you guys meeting on 11/4/25 meeting. I think that's, regarding, initial, you guys, I think that requires a vote, we need a motion.
I make a motion, that we approve the committee's
Decision.
results,
Okay.
answer, recommendation.
Larry.
Happy to second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then finally, the revised rules and regulations are completed. So.
Finally,
yeah.
took you long enough.
It took me long enough, didn't it?
It was mostly my fault because we.
No.
No, it's my fault.
Well, I didn't want to throw you under the bus, but yes, it was mostly Don's fault, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a process by committee and poor Phyllis, you know, she had to go back to the drawing board quite a few times, so thank you for doing that.
Yeah, I just want to recognize a few people, because it was, I mean, it was a bigger project than I thought it would turn out to be, and we started this back in April, actually. But I do want to
One
thank.
year also.
Yeah, I know, I can't believe I'm only on the board a year, but I want to thank Rob, Sandy, who was a tremendous help. She met with me far too many times than I'm sure you would have liked. Larry, Don, Mark Steele had input and Patty Amble. So, all these folks, we went back and forth quite a few times, but they all had great input. And I just want to thank you very much for all the, help that you gave me. But it's done.
Awesome, yeah, it's awesome work. So if we
So-
can have a motion to adopt that,
I make a motion that we adopt the updated.
you know, somebody second it?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All 46 pages.
It's
Is it-
not- it's only
is it
23.
Oh,
No, no, no. I have it here. It's literally. how
you don't
many-
read it, Larry.
Yeah, yeah. It's only 15.
We discussed the pickleball courts at length earlier. I know some people walked in late. But the board needs a little bit more time to make an informed decision. I understand that there's some hot points about it. So we're gonna, move this to next month. And where we can make a better decision after we have a few more conversations. So stay tuned on that, so hopefully good things will happen on that. Then approving, we'll need a motion to approve DJ's retirement.
I
Second.
make a motion to approve DJ's retirement package.
My second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Then north fence change order, there is no north fence change order, so that. Come on. And with that, we'll open it up here. There's gonna be a fence going in there, and the hang up right now is that we had to get, not only permitting, but the city was going back and forth with us whether or not we have to replace the hedges that were destroyed by the storm. We were hoping to forego that and have an either or situation, and they're saying, no, you're gonna have both situations. So, we're gonna put in, shrubbery, and the fence there along those areas. And in the end, we really should, they're dead. So, and Sandy actually looks at that as, still recovering from last year, from the storm.
Will the fence be closer to the public sidewalk or?
Yes. No, it'll be behind the shrubberies, so we won't see it. That's why we've opted
Like dual layer privacy.
Yeah. And that's why we've opted also for a much cheaper fence there, because you're not gonna see it. So it's a green chain link instead of a nice dressy fence. Right? So we could save money. So with that, we'll open it up for questions.
I don't have a question. Patty Ambler, 801 going to be Robert Schools. I don't have a question. I have a observation I'd like to make because you're not having a board meeting next month.
Sure.
And it is a contentious thing that you guys pickleball, that you'll be making a decision where the population cannot live.
Nobody said that.
Well, if you're not having a board meeting, then how can you come?
Well, we'll prepare for January's meeting then.
Oh, so it will be, but you're not gonna make a decision in this.
No, we need time to talk about it, but we should have a pretty good idea of the direction we're gonna go
But you need to get weigh-in from the population.
in. Yeah, we're planning on doing that. We understand your position.
You
very
will.
clearly.
You will.
It's disappointing because we have to consider both communities. Well, please don't raise your hand like that because it's important that, everybody gets heard and everything gets addressed appropriately because, Landmark Tower 2 is not the only community that's involved in the process. Right. Well, I understand that but that has nothing to do with it. When we share, a shared space is a shared space. So, what we hear internally here is that, we have a pool, you have a pool, we have a jacuzzi, you have a jacuzzi. We have 2 pickleball courts, you don't. Okay, we have the barbecues, you don't. So there is a little bit of an inequity there when you look at it from that standpoint. And it's not just about the owners, it's also the renters, right? So we just need a little bit more time to discuss it and come to a reasonable conclusion.
So to your point about, renters, since season is gonna be January.
Yeah.
And then pickleball, we have like 20 people starting in January. So how long will the process take? If you
Well,
decide-
we hope to expedite that so that the decision will be made in January at the very latest. So, right now you do have 2 pickleball courts. You have one over there and one over here.
Got two
Uh,
here.
Well, the other one is grayed out right now, so they're really not using.
They have played on.
They put tape down last year to accommodate, and we had everybody playing here because next door, they didn't want to play on their pickleball court because the net's too high. That's my understanding. I don't know. I don't play pickleball.
That's fair.
Oh, okay, so,
Play over there,
Right.
but it's not an easy.
Right.
well, I understand, but my point being is that everything's gonna happen over here and nothing's gonna happen over there, so the people who want peace and quiet get their peace and quiet, but the people who want peace and quiet here don't get that. So we have to, we have to look at it in a fair and equitable manner, so we just need a little bit more time to discuss it. Okay?
Can I ask a question? Is pickleball the only thing that disturbs peace and quiet, or?
It's the only thing that I'm hearing, but I know it's the most growing sport. I also know it's the most popular sport. And it's being featured in the Olympics this year. So, I think it's an exciting time for that community, and I think the community has done a lot. They've volunteered their time and their money, to stripe the courts and to do those things that need to be done in order to facilitate the courts, which is wonderful, with zero cost to the board and the rest of the association. But we still need to make it fair for everybody, and the voices need to be heard. So, I would encourage everybody to get the word out. But right now, the board is not in a position to make a decision. The five of us want to have further discussions, and which we're entitled to do as well, right? Because we are representing the entire community. Okay? Yes?
When will the new rules and regulations, will be advised of what they are?
They're done, so in the next meeting.
Will
He's
come
asking
out.
what do you know?
Yeah. And hard copies will be made available as well.
Leave it on the website.
Yeah, I'll send it out after it's approved, so I can send it out tomorrow, on the website. I'll upload it. I wanted to also say, I mentioned to you that I received the COI for the insurance package. It has everything in there except for the flood. I have not received that yet, but I will. But I uploaded it on the website, and I'm going to post it on my update on the weekly update on Fridays. So I'll also attach it there too. So if your insurance agents are asking for it, you can get it either on the website or from my email blast. Okay. So I know some people are asking about it.
Tuesday morning required.
Yeah.
Alicia was first, then we'll get back to you.
Question. We've been away for several weeks and we pulled in this evening and I had somebody approach me about, and ask me if I knew anything about these sprinklers here, on the west side of the parking garage, Tower 1 anyway, has there been a change in them? Because the person said that now the sprinklers are coming in and hitting the cars. No change.
Yeah, we did. We put those drip lines.
What's that?
We put some drip lines.
Keep it away.
Along the west behind the pool area? Yes.
That west wall of the parking garage. Sprinklers.
Yeah, they have. They've been we made drip lines over there.
Yeah, so nothing should be spraying.
Water's coming
Well,
out.
maybe there's a problem with it. We'll have to take a look at it, Leisha. Yeah. What's your spot, Leisha?
Maybe something.
I'll look into it tomorrow.
There shouldn't be anyone. Oh, good. It's all-
Yeah,
it's all-
unless it's some, something must be broken.
And then
The question about the flood insurance, you said it has not.
Now, I have received the COI. I have all of the certificate of insurance you can find on the website. It's got the whole package. It says the general liability, the D&O, a wind, X-wind, everything but flood. I have not received the flood yet.
Which is the only, I have been asked for.
But if you,
It should be here.
yeah, and if they can still, I have how to request a certificate is also on the website. and you can get, even if the flood is not there yet, you can get that proof of insurance from that request. So you know, you don't have to have like, sometimes that COI comes and takes a little time. Anyway, just, if you don't have any problems, just let me know.
It should be.
Yeah.
Sure.
Lee? How much of the insurance this year versus last year?
We're netting out about $90,000 less.
90,000 less
Yeah, we're netting out there,
on all the insurance.
Well, that would be on the wind and the hurricane
and everything,
side.
everything netted out, about $90,000.
Because
Pretty
your flood and your general liability and the rest of that stuff was, well, flood alone was up 16%.
Yeah, but I looked at it last night, it's going from 119 to about 90. But we'll get back to you on that, Gene, but it's a good chunk of change, so somewhere probably between 80 and 90.
For the overall thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, what hurt us a little bit there too was some of the litigation that we're experiencing. We did have a couple things fall in our favor today, and I know Sandy was quick to get that out to Anthony to see if it can do anything to reduce a couple of the premiums as well. In a rebate, in form of a rebate or something, we'll see, but it becomes difficult and challenging, but overall, it should be somewhere between 80 and 90,000.
That's basically off by 500,000.
I think it was a little less than that, but yes.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no.
Just an observation in the Tower 2 men's bathroom by the pool, there used to be like a privacy screen between the sink and the urinal. And that has not been replaced. Not that there's a gigantic traffic into the bathroom. Normally you're in there by yourself anyway. I didn't know if that was something that was going to be updated.
Nobody mentioned it to me till now.
It's an observation. He says it by himself.
They
Hey, I seen you in-
actually, the contractor that that was such a fiasco putting that thing back together. You know, first we had Aronde try to do it, then he messed it up, and then we had Joe, he top notch, actually, he came in and rescued it and fixed it back, and he didn't even charge us.
Oh, wow.
But I don't want to ask him because he's having some problems right now. So I'll see. I don't know if we can do it, but I'll see if I have any material, because the material was quite expensive, believe it or not.
As Larry said, everything is not running away.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Can somebody turn up the heat here?
Well, you know, before we adjourn, one more thing, I just want to thank Lorelei and Nicole for the beautiful job they've done.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely looking festive, so thank you guys for that.
It's beautiful.
And with that, we make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Well, somebody needs to make a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, second motion.
Ron makes the motion.
All right, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Are you gonna do it? Yeah, okay. Oh.
Hey, Sandy, you can stop the recording?
Now, go on.
Sandy.
Stop the recording.